Hello everybody and welcome to round 3 of the RRL GT3 Masters Series, sponsored of course by ourselves at RR Leagues and the Crew Chief software that every sim racer worth his salt should have running on their computer. Go to thecrewchief.org to download that software. It's completely free. You can of course make a little contribution to the coffers of Mr. Britton to make life a little bit easier for his kids going through Yale and Harvard. But in the meantime, we're at Watkins Glen and we're actually looking here at Rick Binnersley out on his out lap. Weather in the server this week has been, I think it's fair to say, changeable. I think that would be a good description. But at the moment, it is dry. It is dry. So let's hope it stays that way and we don't have any server issues like we did last week. So here's Rick about to start a lap. Oh, should we stay with him? Let's go on board and do a lap of Watkins Glen. So he's around turn 1, turn 2, and up the hill you go. This is 3, flat, won't be in the wet. 4, flat, big, long, straight, up the hill. Brake right about the 200 mark at there for this very fast chicane where you can jump those curbs around the outer loop, I call it, at the top here. Carry as much speed as you can, let it run wide over the curbs and down the chute and then around this lovely long left-hander that seems to keep going and going. Pick your acceleration point onto the curbs and then down to the toe of the boot as the circuit. If you look at it, you'll see it. Another great right-hander that just keeps going. You've got to pick the right moment to get on the gas. But as he does, up and over the hill he goes, and you come down to the heel of the boot, which is a horrible right-hander. Well, I think it's horrible anyway. Never know quite how much curb and where you are on the track. Up to turn 9. Don't run this out too wide. It's so easy to crack those barriers on the right-hand side. Turn 10. Nice, fast left-hander. And then turn 11 makes you want to go around there as quick as you can with the banking, but so easy again to drift wide. The wider you can go, the faster you go. And then down over the start-finish line. There's a lap for Rick Binnersley. He's over the line. 1:45.7 you can see there. Who else should we go and look at? Current pole sitter. Max Beyer. Let's get the cinematic view. Evening Martine, how you doing? Good to see you in chat, my friend. Hope you enjoy tonight's race. Should we do, while we're doing this, should we have a quick look at the championships? That might be a good idea, might while we've got a little bit of time. So, Drivers' Championship. Armado De Kaiser, Amadeo, blimey. Mr. De Kaiser, 220 points, 2 wins, 2 pole positions, maximum points so far, but won't be scoring maximum points today. No place on the grid for Amadeo tonight. This will be his dropped round. Remember, each driver is allowed to drop 1 round from the 7 rounds that we will drive in. 6 best scores qualify. He's managed to max the first 2. I say not here tonight, so this will be his dropped round, which gives the like of Bram Deprataire, sorry, my names today. Cliff Bulcke, last year's champion, and David Dhoore from Intense Racing. Those two on 52 and 51 at 100. You can see very close there for 3rd and 4th. Their chance to maximise their team points, drag Intense Racing into the championship. Arella there you can see for 77, not had his own way this season. The 8-time champion down there in 5th place in the BMW. So Max Beyer, who's currently the Provisional pole sitter sits down there in 6th. Camaletto in 7th there with Robert Horvath. Xander Hudzig. James Mead, who's had some bad luck in the first race when he had a hardware failure. James Mead, that will be his drop round obviously already, scoring well, 96 points last time out. Finished there in 11th, 2 consistent races from him, and the field goes down there. Special mention there for Jim Britton, the crew chief himself. He's the guy that swears at you, currently sitting there in 12th and racing along with us here at RRL. It's always good to see. So let's take a look at the team championship. So there we go, Team WRT, that's Deprataire and De Keyser sitting out there nice and comfortably in the lead on 391, but only one driver scoring tonight, so Bram's going to have to make the most of that one. Intense Racing sat there in 2nd on 303, Bulcke and Dhoore. This is their chance tonight to maximise the points, while WRT have one of their drivers out. The crew chief, Megacorp's Works team, sat there in 3rd, James Mead. Let's see where we are. You can see on the screen you've still got that. Oh, there we go, we are live now. Perfect. Apologies for the technical issues. My goodness, look at those top 4 times. Or this is like Formula 1. Top 5 in fact. In fact, look at that. All the way down to 18th or 17th at least within a second. Right, this is going to be some epic race, this, isn't it? This really is. So Bulcke's coming round. Final corner to finish the lap. Is this going to put Cliff Bulcke? 44.150. And then Marvin Mackenberg straight away takes that away from him. Great time from Mackenberg. He's straight into the pits. 144.0. And all of a sudden, everyone's starting getting competitive. Track temperature at 32 degrees. In optimum condition. Who's on a lap? Bram Deprataire. Deprataire currently a 10.5 up as he goes through the inner loop and then around the outer loop here. And that 10th has just been wiped out. He's currently on the same delta as he was for his 6th place lap, but we'll keep an eye on him. I'm trading up in Discord, but I must, I guess. Hold on to your hats. Currently running. Good. I'll keep an eye on the temperatures in case they start to rise astronomically. I'm currently good all at the moment. So I'll try and miss the air bubbles. Just coming around the final corner. He's a quarter of a tenth down. Not going to improve. Everyone currently red at the moment. Richard Venimo is very quick in practice this week. Currently was on a quick one, but just lost some of that just under pressure. Venimo to put a time in here. We'll stay. Well, he's gone to 16th actually, so no improvement for Richard Venima. Who else is on a quick one? Bram again. Christian Gruert behind as well in 8th position, currently a 10.5 up, further through the lap. Let's go have a look at Christian as Bram again goes into the red. Christian 10.5 up, although also Marvin Mackenberg as Camaletto goes top. Not sure when that came out, but Jack Camaletto suddenly finding pace. Christian Groot was a 10th up. He's just lost all that as he went round the hill. Marvin Mackenberg a 10.5 up. And he's currently a quarter of the way around the track. And Christian Groot again just drops into the red. No improvement here from Christian, I don't think. He will stay 8th, although he has picked up about a 10th around there. He nudges the wall. So improvement from Groot. He goes up to 6th. Let's go and look at Marvin Mackenberg as we come to the end of qualifying. Currently a quarter of a second up. Mackenberg. Still, oh, he's lost a 10th there, so suddenly all that time is ebbing away from Mackenberg. Oh no, trying too hard. So no improvement for Mackenberg. He'll stay in 2nd. That big shunt there at the end. So he just hit that outer wall. Trying too hard. Max Beyer is out on track currently. He'll get this lap in. Also Bram a 10th up. About 30 seconds of the lap to go. Binnersley as well on a quick one further around the track. He's just losing a little bit of time as well, but we'll stay with Max Beyer here. Deprataire has got a 10th there. He can just keep it going. This will throw him up into probably into 6th position. I don't know if he's got the pace to go up into 5th. Keep an eye on Deprataire in the standings. Max Beyer's unfortunately ebbed away all that time he's made so far. And Bram Deprataire stays in 7th. So that's it. We're all finished. Pavel Bogdan, let's give him a shout. Quarter of a second up on this lap. Now that makes it half a second as he currently nails that last corner. This will throw him up the standings a little bit. Moves up from 37th to 34th. Good lap, Pavel. Well done. Good to see you on the serve, my friend. But there's your grid. And they drop down off the jacks onto the starting grid. Camaletto from Mackenberg. Bulcke and me, 3rd and 4th. Beyer, Christian Groot, Bram Deprataire down there in 7th. Horvath been consistent this season. He's sitting there in 8th. David Dhoore for Intense Racing down in 9th. And Arella down there in 10th. Really got his work cut out, Ralf Arella, in that BMW. Tommy Kosonen down there in 11th in the top place Ferrari. He's Von Sond. Looks like that M4 struggling around here. He's very quick down there in 12th. Binnersley there in 13th. Pavlicek, Kunt, Venema, Santiago Carew, Ian Paskin, Jim Britton down there in 19th. Jody Barraclough, Wacky Teddy, Phil Clark down there in 22nd. Andre Bergsma 23rd. Sev Lansley, Cy Finningham. The names keep coming as we go down the grid. Sanyo Alpha 26, Mole Cocaine, Nick Campbell, Peter Naziba, Lars Ehrlich, Dusan Magyar 32nd. You can tell just how close this is because these names are big names. Mark Bosman down there in 33, Pavel Bogdan, Nicholas Wicklander, Babarak, Dennis Nushi and Walt Graves down there at the back of the grid, but still just 2.6 seconds off the leader. Right at the back of the grid, so can't really do much messing about here. Any mistake will be punished. Oh, Wacky Teddy just noticing in the chat. All he's done is practice in the wet. And look at that, it's bone dry. Cloudy for the next 30 race minutes. So those guys that have been practicing in the dry and not had hybrid setups, they'll be the ones that will make the most of today. So we'll wait and see what happens with the weather. It will be changeable, I'm sure of it. But it looks like, I say, in the foreseeable future, it will remain dry. One stop required tonight, mandatory for the drivers. That will just be for fuel. I'll just confirm that. I'm pretty sure it's just for fuel. I'm sure you're on their chat going, yeah, just checking. Watkins Glen, 90 minutes. Mandatory pit stop 1 for fuel. So no tyres are mandatory. And 90 minutes can do a set of tyres. So watch out for the guys that are conserving their tyres and not necessarily pushing, because they're the ones that are going to be conserving their tyres, I say, to get to the end. And save themselves probably around 25 seconds or so, or maybe 20 in the pit stops. They just have to come in for fuel. Many of these drivers will be filled up to the max, so it's literally just a top up to get themselves to the end. Camaletto leads them away from pole. Marvin Mackenberg behind in the Bentley. Cliff Bulcke in the Aston Martin. James Mead in the Audi. Max Beyer in the Nissan. Christian Grote up there, teammate of Marvin Mackenberg, up there in 6th. So nice going from those two guys. Smooth sailing, really doing their work well here today. Bram Deprataire down there in 7th. Robert Horvath in 8th, David Dhoore 9th, Ralf Arella top placed M4 there in 10th. So as I was saying before, championship wise, this is really a chance for Bulcke and Dhoore to really make the most. Make sure they get some kind of lead going into the next round, as I'm sure De Kaiser will be absolutely on it again for round 4, which comes to you in 2 weeks' time from Kyalami. Again, another 90-minute race there, so join us in 2 weeks' time for that round 4. In the meantime, round 3 comes from Watkins Glen here. View from the right hand side of Jack Camaletto's R8, and looking back in a rear mounted camera, you can see Marvin Mackenberg, Cliff Bulcke, James Mead all there. So my apologies, one moment, caller. There we go. So Camaletto weaving around to get some heat into those tyres. Going around that right hander there. I believe that's the heel of the boot. Or is that the... yeah, it is. So they'll start getting into... form up into 2 trains. Here we go. Camaletto, Mackenberg. Camaletto on the left. And the nice colourful paradigm shift colours. Mackenberg on the right. You see Max Beyer there in the Grizzly Racing Nissan. And go through, looking back there, the distinctive colours of Phil Clark and Arben Nushi in the McLaren Hondas. Sorry, the Marlboro Honda. God, I'll get it right one day. We've only got 7 rounds of this, haven't we? Hey guys, nice to see you in chat. Thank you. So here we come. Down the start finish line. Green flag. And they go, go, go. into the first corner. Camaletto in there as James Mead. Fantastic start from him, snatching second place off Marvin Backenberg, up into fourth. That looks like one of the intense racing cars. It is Cliff Bulcke there in fourth, Byers in fifth. Mead having a look on Camaletto, up to the inner loop. Camaletto leaving him room on the inside there. Camaletto happy at this stage to give him that spot, and James Mead's going to make a run for it here, I feel. Mead's away from Camaletto. Ignore the tower, that's not right. Arbanucci is not second. It's currently Mead from Camaletto, Mackenberg, Bulcke, Beyer, Deprataire, Dhoore, Grote, Horvath, Tommy Kosonen. Yellow flag somewhere near the back. Andre, oh, big accident there at the back. Moll involved. Looks like one of the Hondas there. Nicholas Whitlander comes round. Oh, sneaks through all of that. Sends one flying. Andre Moll once again involved in an accident there at the back. Babarak looks like he's had a... That looks like at the inner loop as well there, so that's a big knock there. But not too many cars involved. Just 4 or 5 having a first lap incident. Meanwhile, speaking of first lap incidents, here goes James Mead, crosses the line in the lead, half a second ahead of Camaletto second, Mackenberg third, Bulcke, Beyer, Deprataire, Dhoore, Grote, Horvath and Kosonen, followed by Arella, East Van Son, Binnersley, Kunt, Venema, Pavlicek, Paskin, Santiago Carew, Jody Barraclough, Alpha, Moles into the pits with damage obviously. So Sania Alpha, Naziba, Wacky Teddy, Andre Bergsma, Sam Cocaine, Finningham, Nick Campbell, Bosman, Bogdan and the rest. But out in front, white flags waving there for a slow car. I presume that's Babarak. It is his car parked there, the JJ Racing car parked on the inside there of the inner loop. I can assume that's a failure. Meanwhile, Mead still leads. Camaletto. Let's just see if we can find out what happened on the first lap. Phil Clark looks like he's had a disconnect, so I don't know if Phil's out the race. That's certainly... I can't see a few contacts. Let's have a look at one of them, shall we? Car 131. That's Nick Wicklander. Where's one of the other cars? It was in the pits. Let's see if we can find out Andre Moll incident. Right, can't see it. It's from Jim Britton. Jim Britton right down there. Let's have a look. Little nudge there as a car comes back on track, but no harm done there from Jim. I might try and find the one that actually had the original incident. There we are. A little nudge it looks like from on the inside there. That was with Phil Clark of the NSXs. But he's at the back of the grid. Meanwhile, let's go back to Max Beyer's had an incident. Oh, he's going to have to sit and wait for all this traffic to go. Unfortunately for Max. Let's have a look at that incident, shall we? Oh, Deprataire. Oh, and caught Christian Grote as well. Hopefully not too much damage to Grote's car, but you can see there, Deprataire trying to make it through the inner loop. Didn't quite happen. Max Beyer suddenly slipping down and sits 27th. Pretty serene for James Mead out front, given what's going on behind. But Mead leads by 1.2 from Camaletto. He's a further 1.2 ahead of Bulcke. Dhoore. Deprataire after that incident with Beyer moves up to 6th. Horvath 7th. Christian Grohe 8th. Arella 9th. Benassi 10th. Veneva von Son. Konstantinkant. Pavlicek Alpha. Santiago Cruz trying to find Christian Grohe. He's 8th. My apologies, I've been through him already after that accident. But Christian, not had much luck so far in this this league. Looked like he almost caught the same luck again, but still going. Mead well away out in front here. You can see there's quite a lot of curb you can take on those, but 2 cars abreast, it's always going to be a disaster. You may have seen Kimi Räikkönen earlier in the season having an incident there in his NASCAR race. Same corner, same result. Here's the battle for Ralf Arella. Behind Christian Grohe, you can see in front of him Robert Horvath, Bram Deprataire up there in 6th. Andre Moulton on the team radio, asking cars to hold the brakes when they spin, obviously being collected by a rejoining car. Arella away from Binnersley, who's got his own little battle there behind him with Venema von Sond, Kosonen and Barak Kunt as well behind there. Meanwhile, Arella's got Horvath and Deprataire in front of him. And it's a big gap then to David Dhoore. There is Dhoore on his own there in 5th. He's got a gap to Mackenberg in front of him. And 2 seconds currently. Mackenberg's half a second behind Bulcke, who's 3/4 a second behind Camaletto. And then the electrifying James Mead out in front, 2 seconds ahead. Although, like I say, there will be teams here and drivers here on various different strategies with regards to tyre usage, whether they're going to stop or whether they're indeed going to keep going. David Dhoore making his way around down the field. Sam Cockayne has got Cy Fillingham and Wacky Teddy right behind him. So he comes through the inner loop here at Watkins Glen. It's the battle for 20th position. Cockayne, Fillingham, Teddy. Cockayne in the Golf Davidoff McLaren. Running wide down to the marbles. Fillingham takes advantage. It's under Wacky Teddy looking for the outside line as well, but Sam Cockayne has got that one covered and keeps 21st position. Fillingham takes advantage, moves up a place. Teddy lates on the brakes as he goes around and takes that place of Sam Cockayne. So Cockayne down 2 places in about 6 corners, but still in contention down there in 22nd. Oh! Me and my big mouth, I'm so sorry, Sam. Welcome to the Commentators Club. I'll leave you alone now, I've put you out of the race. Let's go back to the Ralf Arella battle. Christian Grohe in front of him, probably carrying some damage after that incident earlier between Max Beyer and Bram Deprataire. Bulcke and Camaletto going down towards the hill part of the track. Camaletto very respectful, knowing they'll have the inside corner at turn 9. Bulcke's going to have to hang it out around the outside or tuck back in, and he tucks back in. Nice defending and driving there from Camaletto, knowing the track very well and making sure he had the perfect line for the following corner after the attack of Bulcke there. So Camaletto still second. There goes James Mead in the distance, 2.5 seconds away from Camaletto. Bulcke, Mackenberg, gap to Dhoore, Deprataire, Horvath, Groot and Arella. We were watching that battle earlier. You can see then in 10th, Vaneen Relegant, Von Son, Coaston, Kunt, Alpha, Santiago, Carew, Paskin, Barraclough, Naziba, Wacky Teddy in 20th, Bergsman 21st, Nick Campbell down there in 22nd, and it's Bogdan, Cocaine, Dennis, Britton up to 26 now, recovering after that first corner incident. Fillingham, Ehrlich, Max Beyer down there in 30th, carrying a lot of damage I should imagine from that accident earlier. Bosman, Wicklander, Pavlicek is in the pits for his stop, presumably issues for the other Paradigm shift driver, teammate of Camaletto of course, Pavlicek. Sev Landsey is down there along with Nushi, Waltgraves and Andre Moll. Brings up the rear, one person out so far, Phil Clark. That electrifying lap from Camaletto to give him pole position. Now in the race management mode, he's allowed Mead through and gone, and didn't really challenge Mead to defend the position. Realised that's probably not his race at this stage of the race. Camaletto, Bulcke, Mackenberg, and so that gap to Dhoore. Another little gap back to Deprataire, Horvath, Arella and Groot. Further back, Peter Naziba being chased down by Andre Bergsma. That's back in the field there at 20th. Santiago Carew has got Paskin and Barraclough right behind him as well. More battles through the field. We're at Binnersley and Venema, 9th, 10th and 11th. It's those three there. Although Gretz managed to pull about a second there on Binnersley. So field spreading out nicely now. Back up front though, Camaletto and Bulcke going through the same part of the track again. Oh, Camaletto runs a little bit wide as they go through the chute. He's going to have the inside. Oh, drifts it round there ahead of Bulcke. The two go side by side. Down again. This time, other way round. Camaletto's got the inside line this time. Bulcke's going to have the inside at turn 9. And this time, I think Bulcke's going to make this one stick unless Camaletto decides to hang it around the outside. He does. Bulcke's got to leave him room there, and Camaletto tucks in as he saw the Armco coming right at him. So Bulcke takes second from Camaletto in third. Mackenberg watching all that in fourth, and then David Dhoore managed to catch up right on the back of those two. Rather, up into fifth. And you can see just in the background Deprataire there, and then round the back of him Horvath, Arella, Christian Groot down there in 9th. So all happening up front. Mead gap now 5.7 seconds for James Mead. Ooh, no, don't want that view. Where are we? Come on! Whatever. Cameraman's having a hissy fit. And while he was doing that, Bulcke's managed to pull half a second on Camaletto as he tries to chase down James Mead for the lead. 8 laps gone. Mead, Bulcke, Camaletto, Mackenberg, Dhoore, Deprataire, Horvath, Mackenberg, Arella, Grupp, Binnersley. Hard luck stories include Jim Britton, Max Beyer, Phil Clark. Who else is down there? Andre Moll, obviously, right down at the back after loads of damage to his car. Pavlicek also suffering down there. So, some hard luck stories, but also some people profiteering from those as well. Bulcke's away by the looks of it. Further back, David Dhoore just behind those two. And hunted down by Deprataire. You can see just how much Bulcke and Camaletto pulled away from Dhoore. Now they're not scrapping anymore. And Camaletto happy to sit in Bulcke's slipstream as he continues dropping time. And that all depends on the fuel load on these cars. Clatters through the curbs there. Deprataire follows him through. So going around the outer loop, turn 5. And the chute to turn 6. Fastest lap so far, 1:45 flat from James Mead. Deprataire still at 1:45.215, followed by Bulcke at 1:45.272. So a couple of tenths off James Mead, but obviously still a lot of pace in these cars. And he's just had it nice and easy out front after he got past Camaletto. Hey JJ, good to see ya. Thanks for watching along. As always, appreciate you all in chat, watching the racing. Please keep those messages coming, I will get to them. Further down, Sanyo Alpha is having his own little battle here with Santiago Carew. Tommy Kosonen and Ian Paskin are watching Brev, half a second or so behind. Front of Sanyo Alpha is Hughes von Sond. In the privateer, McLaren racing for himself, a teammate of anybody. Took up the space in the league. Jazz Forsberg's withdrawal. Good addition to the grid. Deprataire managed to make his way past David Dhoore there. So Deprataire up to 4th, Dhoore in 5th. David Dhoore, Marvin McEnroe's going down to 7th. Looks like there was an incident. Let's see if we can have a look at that one. Oh, Mackenberg jumps the curbs there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Is that why Bram Deprataire found himself with a bit of time on his hands to get past Dhoore? It looks like it was. And Mackenberg is down to 7th, being too aggressive over those curbs at the inner loop. Unfortunately collected by Dhoore on the exit. Mecklenburg continues in 7th. And a qualified 2nd, so a lot of pace in that car, that Bentley. But him and teammate Christian Groot not having much luck at the start of the race here. 20 minutes gone, 1 hour 10 to go. Mead leads Bulcke, Camiletto, Deprataire, Dhoore, Horvath, Mecklenburg, Arella, Groot and Benazzi into the top 10 now. Good showing from Richard Vanema there in 11th. Barak Kuntz in 12th from Von Sand, Asanio Alpha, Santiago Crew, Paskin, Kosonen, Baraclough, Teddy and Bergsman round out your top 20. Christian Groot, Binnersley and Vanema. Then they're 9th, 10th and 11th. A nice little private battle. Just behind them, Barak Kunt and Yves Von Sand as well. Just trying to tag onto the back of them. As Barak goes wide. Oh, that's what I'm saying, how wide is that final corner? If you don't push it, you won't carry the speed, but that's really pushing it there. We're at 9th, Benazzi 10th, Vanema 11th. Richard Vanema has had a bit of an incident. He has going through turn 1. Oh, unfortunate for Richard Vanema. He's been racing so well this week in practice. A little bit off the pace in qualifying, but was making his way up in the race, dropping down the grid. He'll rejoin 20th position after Bergsman's gone through, but before Nick Campbell. So unfortunate for Vanema, his accident there put him in the wall there at T1, but Vanema continues. Let's go back to Groot, Binnersley and Barak Kunt back there. Also going through the chute and down towards there, Santiago Carew, Paskin, Kosonen and Baraclough. There's those four. And they're racing for 14th position. Sonio Alpha just there in front of them. So that's Wacky Teddy just getting a bit of dirt on the outside of the toe, down there at turn 7. Santiago Carew, teammate to Robert Horvath, currently sat 6th at the moment, Horvath. Again, Santiago Carew set there in 14th. Miguel, commentator extraordinaire. First one with RR Leagues. Keep the seat warm for me. Much respect to him for that, because sometimes I think it's easier driving a car than doing this, but what do I know? See Paskin with Kosonen and Baraclough right up close there. This is going to be tight. Paskin takes the line through there. No quarter given. Kosonen gave him the space to carry on. Deprataire unfortunately just got past Camiletto. I'm saying unfortunately we missed it. But good driving from Bram. Now up to 3rd. Camiletto down to 4th. With David Dhoore suddenly getting interested on Taylor Jack Camiletto. Mead out in front, being hauled in slightly by Cliff Bolt. The gap down to 5.5 seconds now. It was over 6 at one point. In fact, I think it was over 7 at one point. So Bulcke on the pursuit. James Mead, while Bram holds up the URT team flag today and try and score as many points for them as possible, with Amadeo, team championship leader, out of this race. A non-starter, and he's dropped round, so not too much pain for the team. but certainly Bram will want to make sure he finishes ahead of the intense racing boys if he can. Bulcke and Dhoore. Dhoore finds himself a Caminetto now between him and Deprataire. Further back, remember that battle between Groot and Binnersley, that's still cracking on. As those see, Christian Groot, Rick Binnersley, right, couldn't just behind him. And he's Van Sond as well in the background, trying to make it a four-way battle. Coastland's got past Paskin there for 15th, so Coastland up to 15th, Paskin 16th, Barraclough 17th. Dennis in the pits for a stop. Sam Cockayne finds himself with damage as he goes out of the outer loop, so Sam's been off again unfortunately. Drops a spot there down to 30th. Meanwhile, Groot, Binnersley, Kunt and Van Sond continue around. Up front, lead leads by 5.5 seconds. Further 3 seconds back to Deprataire, Caminetto and Dhoore. Horvath, Mackenberg, Arella and Binnersley. As Groot comes into the pits, I wonder if this will be to fix some of that damage. He was going around pretty well there. I just wonder if he's feeling he can get a bit more pace out of that car with repaired damage. So Christian Groot comes into the pits and Binnersley moves up to 9th now, is behind. Van Sond gets past, or does he? Burak. Hughes and Burak side by side up the main straight. Going to go through there, and Burak decides discretion is a better part of valour and follows Van Sond through, allowing him the position. So Binnersley, Van Sond, Christian Groot in the pits for his stop. And he'll come out somewhere around 27th with Max Beyer probably after that incident they had earlier in the race. Wasn't Max, was it? Sorry, it wasn't Christian, it was Bram. But there is Groot coming out of the pits, and you can just see coming down, that's Lars Ehrlich, and then Max Beyer going around the final corner. So that's where Groot comes out when he eventually gets going past the speed limit line. There it is, and you can see from the helicam shot there goes. It looked like one of the, it might have actually been James Mead lapping Christian Groot. There's James Mead, goes on his way. It did look like a crew chief car, I think that's it. So that's where he's come out. 26 is currently the lapped car, and you can see there is Max Beyer and the Grizzly Nissan Racing team just behind Christian. So that's where a pit stop will bring you out, depending on whether damage has been repaired or not. Ian Paskin being hunted down by Jody Barraclough, and now Sander Wacky Teddy having a look at Barraclough up the straight. Indeed, gets Barraclough at the loop. Jody not wanting to get involved in that battle at this point in time. Oh, a slide! Oh, bang! Ian Paskin trying to carry the grip through there, and the McLaren just saying no thanks. And he's tried as he might to drift it round the corner on two different arcs, and Paskin moves down to 15th now. In fact, moves down to 17th, sorry, from 15th. Ignore the tower there. Wacky Teddy's moved up to 15th, and Barraclough stays where he was at the start of it all, in 16th. So both the Golf McLarens not having much grip around this track, both Paskin and Cockayne having a few slides and slips. So go through David Dhoore, right behind Camaletto. So go through turn 1, 2 and 3. Thanks JJ, just see. Collision with Nushi knocked out the suspension and couldn't turn. I presume that was you at the inner loop at the start there. We did wonder why that car was stuck on the inside just here. But yeah, if your suspension's broken, that's a horrible position to be in, especially at that part of the track with such a long way to go around. So completely understand that one. I'm sorry to see you out of the race, my friend, but thanks for joining us along in the stream. This is the battle for 4th position. Camaletto and Dhoore ahead of them respectively, Deprataire, Bulcke and James Mead leading. The gap's back up to 6.5 seconds. Deprataire now just a second behind Cliff Bulcke. We'll have a look at Camaletto. Just leave these two for a second. Watch the Binnersley, couldn't Von Son. In fact, Von Son's gone off there. It's Von Son, number 22. Was that an incident between him and Binnersley? Let's have a quick look. Von Son looking up the inside, couldn't get it stopped in time. Binnersley manages to keep it going, but a nudge from behind by Burak, who couldn't get it stopped round the corner and just nudges Leeds Von Sand off. So that's what happened there. So Binnersley continues after narrowly avoiding that incident there with Von Sand. Left in the room when he saw that challenge down the inside coming and survives to race on up to 9th. Burak continues in 10th. Sonio Alpha 11th, Von Son 12th. Looks like it's all kicking off further back down there. Is that Von Son and Kosonen? So that's where Von Son's come out. A bit of damage on the front of that M4 now. Kosonen sat behind him in 14th from Teddy, Barraclough and Paskin. Watching that one earlier. Eaton Azeba's come in for his pit stop further down the field. Von Sand, Kosonen, Teddy and Barraclough circulating 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th here. It just looks like Kosonen's managed to get past Von Sand there through the right hander. Presumably Von Sand carrying some damage there because that car doesn't look as quick as it did 2 minutes ago. Wacky Teddy having a look up the inside as well. Wonder if Von Sand will be in the pits this lap as he tries to get that car around a few corners unsuccessfully. Von Sand comes into the pits for his pit stop and no doubt to repair some damage, so that will drop him down the field a little bit, but at least it will give him a drivable car. So into the pits comes Von Sand. Meanwhile, couldn't manage to get past Rick Binnersley. Binnersley though having none of it. The two of them went at it in the last race, and now they're going at it again here at Watkins Glen. Up front, Deprataire's managed to get the gap down to Cliff Bulcke to under half a second. Camaletto 4th, Dhoore still half a second behind him. Gap to Horvath 4.2 seconds. Mackenberg recovering in 7th. Arella 8th, and then this battle here 9th and 10th between Britton and Rick Binnersley. Gap into Sonio Alpha in 11th. Santiago Carew Wacky Teddy, Barraclough, Coastal and Paskin, Bergsma, Venema. Britton up to 19th, recovering, but a 27-second gap between him and Venema. Dusan Magyar in 20th. Incident, Deprataire. That's pushed him back into the clutches. Looks like Bulcke and Deprataire, because that's Cliff Bulcke there, and Camaletto up to second place. Let's see if we can find that one. In fact, we've got two possible contacts. Oh, Nissan number 392. Max Beyer getting it wrong through the final corner. Oh look, this is getting mad now. And that's what pushed those two back into the clutches of Camaletto and Dhoore. So now it's all changed. Say it's all changed. James Mead's still leading now by 12 seconds though this time. From Camaletto, Bulcke, Dhoore and then Deprataire now back down to 5th place. Unfortunate for those two, Bulcke and Deprataire. There they go. That's brought Robert Holvarth back 2.8 seconds behind. You can just see him in the background there in 6th. And he's got Marvin Mackenberg right behind him. So, oh, there's an instant there, is there? Or is that just Dhoore allowing Cliff to go through? I think that was team orders, I think, and keeping Bram behind. So the intense racing boys currently 3rd and 4th. Camaletto stretching out now, realising this is his chance. And starting to push on. So Mead from Camaletto, Bulcke, Dhoore, Deprataire, Horvath, Mackenberg, Ralf Arella. Fairly lonely race down there in 8th. A couple of seconds off Marvin Mackenberg. Suddenly it's a completely different race, well, at least for second anyway. Got a beer here somewhere. There we go. That's better. So Camaletto pulled out 1.3 now on the two intense racing guys. And Deprataire. An instant field race so far. Coming together twice now with Max Beyer. Those cars on the lead lap. So you say, not much in this. One mistake at the pits, one spin, and we've seen a lot of that so far. Could determine quite a few places here. However, for James Mead, 13 seconds out in front. You might be able to grab a hot dog on the way around at this rate. Leading out there for the crew chief Megacorp Works team. Teammate Jim Britton after a first corner incident down there in 19th, but still running well with good speed. Yeah, drive it in the 145s last time around. James Mead a 145.8 compares to a 146.3 for Camaletto, Bulcke and Dhoore. Deprataire 147.1, Horvath a 146.6. Indeed, Mackenberg and Arella 146.6s as well. So they're all going round a fair old lick here. But fastest of them all, still James Mead. Stick with this battle. This is the closest one on track currently. Although Barraclough and Coastland half a second apart down in 14th and 15th. I was about to say Bergsma is chasing Paskin down by about half a second, but he's lost half a tenth there, so the gap between Paskin in 16th and Bergsma in 17th extended out to a second. The rest of the field pretty much strung out. Finningham ran down there in 25th. 28 seconds behind Lars Ulrich there in 24th. So look at Cy Finningham. Has he stopped? He has. Lars Ulrich yet to stop. So you can see the green mark next to their name. That's their mandatory stop done. So those guys there will not have to stop again. So I've probably got about 30 seconds given the time in the pits. Back up on the guys in front of them, but still Cy Finningham will not be happy being some 27 of those seconds behind Lars Ulrich in 24th. So Nick Campbell and he's Von Sond having a little nudging battle there as they go through. Von Sond now up to 22nd past Nick Campbell. Campbell in the SCB Bentley there with Walt Graves. Son through and pulling away now. Meanwhile, Binnersley, in fact, forget that. Look at this. Bram Deprataire has suddenly got Robert Horvath right behind him. We said Horvath was about 2.5 seconds behind them. Then there was that instant with Max Beyer, and suddenly Robert Horvath finds himself right behind Bram Deprataire, challenging for fifth position here. Horvath really close. So they go through the inner loop, making sure the cars stick. So they go around the outer loop and then down the chute to turn 6. Brown maximising all the track and the curbs as much pace as he can. Horvath sticking to him like glue. Just behind Horvath, that's Mackenberg. Smooth sailing Bentley, so what to play for those guys. Further back are Alpha. In 10th has got Santiago Carew, Robert Horvath's teammate. Back there in 11th and Wacky Teddy in 12th. And their own little battle there to get into the top 10. JJ Racing team car behind them has been lapped. It's not part of the battle. Just these three. They're 5.7 seconds behind Barak Kunt. Rick Binnersley has been into the pits, and in fact Horvath has got past Deprataire as Deprataire makes his stop. So Binnersley also in the pits and stopped and out again. He currently finds himself a second or so behind Christian Groet, who's in 20th. And the gap between Binnersley and Von Son, 28 seconds if you're wondering. So there's a big gap there for the likes of Teddy, Barraclough, Coaston and Paskin to all jump into before Von Son goes through. So Horvath up to 5th. Santiago Carew also in the pits. Richard Venema also in the pits. Bulcke and Dhoore continue round past the JJ Racing Team cars there. Pit stop phase well and truly done. We're halfway through the race. Surprised to see the likes of Mead, Caminetto, a bit. Oh, I'd say not surprised. Mead had some pace in that first part of the race. I can only presume he had a lighter fuel load than the likes of Caminetto. And Bulcke, what's that? Does Bulcke let Dhoore through there? I think he has. So Dhoore through on Bulcke, but I think that was intentional. See David feeling that he's got some more pace, so he goes through. Bulcke moves down to 4th. I'm sure they'll sort this out in the pit stops. And you can see Horvath there with the JJ Racing car between them. That car pulls over out of the way under blue flags and allows Horvath through. So 3rd, 4th and 5th covered by around a second. Berg in 6th, Teddy in 7th, Coast in 8th, Bergsman 9th as Alpha, Arella, Kunt, Paskin and Barraclough all pit. Likely to come out around Binnersley and Von Sond 18th, 19th in that gap. Stop go for Santiago Carew speeding in the pit lane. He's going to hate that one. That's going to push him right down the field. Meanwhile, Mead's out in front, 13.7 ahead of Caminetto. He's pulled the gap out to Dhoore to 3.3. Dhoore and Bulcke continue round. So no stop this time round. Bentley there pulls out of the way. And Campbell, nice driving, allows Dhoore through. As they go up the straight, and allow Cliff Bulcke through as well. That's how your blue flag should be done. Nice to see. So me, Caminetto, Dhoore, Bulcke, Mackenberg, Horvath. But Horvath in the pits as well this lap. Wacky Teddy as well in the pits. So Coaston and Bergs move up 6th and 7th, but yet to stop. You can see just the front runners now left to put their stops in. Venema's in the pits again. Not sure what that's for, but Venema in. You can see Barraclough, Paskin come out around Von Son. Sanyo Alpha has managed to jump Binnersley in the pits. He's up to 14th. Grew up there in 13th. In fact, Binnersley's just got past Sanyo Alpha by the looks of it. Let's have a look. There is Binnersley. There is Sanyo Alpha. So confirmed. Binnersley now in 13th. Alpha 14th. Barraclough 15th. Wacky Teddy out the pits there. Looks like in 16th. Ahead of Paskin, Von Sond, Nick Campbell, Jim Britton in 20th. Cy Finningham up to 21st. Whoa, speed of that car through there. Binnersley losing a bit of time there, and that's allowed Alpha back through. Binnersley having a lot of fun today. He's had some cars past him, and he's gone past a few as well. Alpha Binnersley and Jody Barraclough tonking along there in 13th, 14th and 15th. Meanwhile, that's Kosonen into the pits, stops right down the end. David Dhoore also in. So that's left Camaretto, Bulcke and Mackenberg out there with Bergsma. Mead has stopped and is out in 5th. Dhoore has stopped and has made his way out of the pits, going there through turn 2 in 6th. He's come out behind Bram Deprataire as well, so Bram's made a really good stop there and has jumped David Dhoore in the pits. So the WRT team has got the advantage over one of the intense racing guys. And you get the jump on the other. Bulcke now just 0.7 behind Camaretto as they go through again. Not surprised to see Camaretto go long here. Does prefer the tactic of filling the tank and going as long as he can and getting that splash and dash at the end and just spending as little time as possible in the pits. That leads another lap. These are the front two you're watching, Camaretto and Bulcke, but both yet to stop. Marvin Mackenberg 4 seconds behind them in 3rd, again yet to stop. Big gap to Bergsma, 32 seconds, again yet to stop. And then your leader, or pre-pit stop leader, James Mead in 5th, some 16 seconds ahead of Bram Deprataire in 6th, who is 2 seconds ahead of David Dhoore in 7th. So that's your gap. Horvath's come out 2 seconds behind Dhoore, which is about where he was. The big winner as well, Ralf Arella just 1.2 behind Horvath in 9th. So these guys up front really have to nail these pit stops if they want to come out back in their challenging pack. A lot of the hard work's been done by James Mead. He's just got 35 minutes to go as Camaretto brushes the wall off the last turn. I'll lose him half a tenth or so down the straight. And just give Cliff Bulcke a little scent of Audi paintwork. As they go up through the cage and up the straight. Camaretto and Bulcke. This is for the lead of the race. Striving from both of them there. Camaretto carrying some speed over the inner loop. And a long right hander at the top of the circuit. Such a lovely flowing track is Watkins Glen. A real great addition to this series. Wanted in chat, just noticed rain in 30 minutes. We've got 35 to go. Wow, good spot, sir. Actually had a little bit of fun. Not a cloud in the sky at the moment, but it's coming. So go and make your cup of tea now if you're going to have one. Get back and get comfortable. This is by no means over. Bergsma pits. He's going to come out around Binnersley, I think. In fact, he does. He jumps Binnersley, so comes out in 11th as Andre Bergsma. Nice recovery drive from him as well. Second or so behind Christian Grurt, so nice drive in there. Caminetto, Bulcke and Mackenberg go through though to complete another lap. How big is the fuel tank on the Audi, the Aston Martin and the Bentley? Remember Caminetto, pole sitter, Mackenberg, P2. Be careful those track limits there, Jack. Be too aggressive with those curbs. No surprise, Binnersley, Sarnio Alpha, Jody Barraclough still together on track. It's been a pretty standard battle. Not far behind them, Tommy Coaston just come into the screen at the bottom there. And a second behind him, Wacky Teddy. So, 5-way battle with Binnersley in 12th. And just ahead of Binnersley, you just saw Andre Bergsma in 11th. Not in the Honda, in the Marlboro Honda, but in the fellow Tic Tac car of Binnersley. Two B&B cars running in 11th and 12th. Nushi are really pushing Bergsma, to be fair. Nushi has been lapped. But trying to unlap himself on Bergsma. Bergsma though, putting rank, saying, sorry, that's my line. I'm leading. Now Nushi has got Bergsma's big brother involved. She will see the blue flag and have to get out of the way for Binnersley, which he does. Fair play, Nushi. Still up front three, carrying on. David Dhoore closed the gap to Deprataire to half a second. You can see behind them Horvath. Car 983 is out of the race after, yellow flags. Is that a server glitch? Or is that a server crash? Please don't be a server crash. What happened there? That was a big one, wasn't it? Let's let this sort itself out. Yeah, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. You can see cars stuck on the circuit. Looks like we've got a server crash. So, hold your beers, boys and girls, and we'll see what happens. Some cars are still going round, but ignore that. Cliff Bulk's disappeared. Jack Caminetto's disappeared. And this is just my one. There's Marvin Mackenberg going round. Just scared if I quit out of this. Yeah, see, it's showing Mackenberg in first. Caminetto disappeared. You can see a car there stuck in the verge, and this could be an investigation from the RRL, our version of the FIA, As you can see, a number of cars dropped there, and we've suddenly got Mackenberg, Camiletto gone. Mead second, Dhore's there, Deprataire's there, Horvath still there. Camiletto's now shown up in 6th. Is that just because he's dropped down? There is Jack Camiletto. He pitted? He has. So maybe it's just my game. Let's have a look and see where we are. See when this comes out. God, that was interesting. I can't keep track of anything here. So Mackenberg now in the pits. I think that's what it was. I think we're back going good. The cars have disappeared out the verge. And the permanent dust weevils have also disappeared. Whew. Don't do that to me. Mead, Dhoore, Deprataire, Horvath, Camiletto. Jack looks like he was a big loser there in the whatever he saw. He'd have expected to come out ahead of Horvath and maybe Deprataire as well. But as it is, currently being chased now down by Ralf Arella. So, rundown. Mead, Dhoore, Deprataire, Horvath, Camiletto, Arella. Mackenberg's going to come out in 7th. Mackenberg's out of the pits in 7th, behind Arella. Ahead of Britton in 8th. Bindersley behind Grote in 10th and 9th. Alpha, Barraclough, Teddy, Kosonen, Bergsma. Big loser there, Cliff Bulcke. I knew we'd lost somebody somewhere, and it was Cliff Bulcke down there in 16th position. Presumably in the server. Some kind of incident. The rain didn't go away in that, did it? It did as well. Look, the rain's gone. Perhaps that's what it was. The hurricane come through so quickly, we missed it, and the rain has now disappeared. So the forecast is for this weather to continue as Bulcke tries to make his way back up through the field. Another one who suffered there was Bergsma by the looks of it. Remember, Bergsma and Bindersley were running up there 10th and 11th. Bergsma finds himself now down in 16th, just past Bulcke. So those two suffered from that, whatever it was. He's von Sand was in 18th, so he's still down there. Just trying to find any more names down the bottom who might have suffered. Mark Graves has had an issue. He's in the pits. It's not showing him with a pit against him, so I'm not sure if Walt's in. No, there he is. He's moving. He's good. So Walt's coming out the pits. That's good to see him still going. Meanwhile, Arella has just got past Camiletto for 6th. So Ralf finally finding some pace in that M4. I wonder if Jack's carrying some damage on that car after whatever happened when the internet gods took us away to the nether regions of hell for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, about a minute or so, wasn't it? But they're all still circulating. A few people suffered and a few people have benefited. Meanwhile for James Mead, he carries on regardless, although his lead to David Dhoore has been significantly reduced down to 8 seconds. And Deprataire's in 3rd, who's got Robert Horvath right behind him, challenging for 4th. Rams R8's seen some action today. It's about to see some more. As Horvath challenges now for the final podium position. Just shows his nose down into turn 1. Tucks back in. There's a Bentley ahead under blue flags, but you'll need to go through. The sweeps of turns 2, 3 and 4 before he gets onto the straight to allow them to pass. I don't think they've lost too much time there. The Bentley will stick to the right hand side of the track, and Deprataire and Horvath will pass up to the loop. Yellow flag for Binnersley. He's had an accident down there. He's slipping down to 17th now. It's allowed Alpha, Barraclough, Teddy, Kosonen through. So Binnersley and Bergsman not having much luck at this second part of the race. There is Sanyo Alpha, Jody Barraclough, Wacky, Teddy and Kosonen all together having their own little battle. Seems like the poor old Bentleys are always in the way. Meanwhile, Horvath and Deprataire still at it. Dhoore some 3 seconds ahead of this battle in second. So his intense racing teammate Cliff Bulcke down in 14th. With his pace, I should imagine there's a chance he'll be looking to get into maybe not the top 10, but maybe that 11th place. There's a big gap between Barraclough and Sanyo Alpha, so Bulcke will be looking to push his way up into that. Horvath really close now to Deprataire as they go through and up onto the straight. It's be interesting as they go up to the inner loop. Deprataire on the inside, Horvath looking on the outside. They're side by side. Horvath tucks in though. Pretty sure he knows his time will come. I'm not sure if he's got the pace of Dhoore, but it does certainly look like he's got the pace of Bram Deprataire. Come down over the crest into turn 8. Tight right hander, well, as tight as it gets at Watkins Glen. Towards the left hander at 9. Tighter line there from Horvath. It's the final corner. So James Mead still leading 8.3. He's dead since turn 1 apart from the pit stop phase. Sorry, not turn 1, turn 2 probably. Leads from Dhoore, Deprataire and Horvath on this battle for 3rd. Arella up to 5th now. From Mackenberg in 6th, Camaletto in 7th. Rackkunt there in 8th. Christian Groet 9th. Sanyo Alpha 10th. He's got Barraclough, Teddy and Tommy Kosonen all in close attendance. Speaking of close attendance, Horvath gets it done this time and up into 3rd position. Nice driving, Robert Horvath. Deprataire carrying some damage on that Audi and it's showing. Take nothing away from Robert Horvath though, it's been consistent all series. And now he's about to get onto the podium, it looks like, if things stay as they are. Weather me and my big mouth. Weather showing rain in 10 minutes. And we're 20 minutes in. So I'll try and keep it as succinct as I can, so it's not all over. Although I think it might be over for our server provider. Got one job, guys, one job. And you're paid well for it as well. Here we go, anyway. Just starting to get overcast now, you can see, at the Glen. The sun's gone. It's cloudy. In fact, it's solid bank of cloud now. It looks like it'll just be a shower. Just depends how heavy the shower is going to be. And will it last until the end of the race? What will they do? Can they make these slick tyres go the distance? Remember, the likes of Camaletto. Who else? Camaletto, Mackenberg, Bergsman as well. I can't remember who was those four that were carrying at the end. Oh, and Cliff Bulcke. Or was it Dhoore? Anyway, those tyres that they were on were a lot newer than a lot of the other guys. So we'll have to wait and see if that makes a difference at the end of the race. Good God. Why do they employ me to do this? Just going to jump to the Alpha Barraclough, Coaston, Teddy battle. These four have been swapping places pretty much all race. That's not stopping anytime soon. This time Sinio Alpha is ahead. Sander, Wacky Teddy there. The 11th, Jody Barraclough in close attendance in 12th. This will be a good finish for Jody. Although he'll be looking to get into the top 10 if he can. It's just that far away. You can see a top 10 finish right ahead of him. And not only that, so can Tommy Coaston just behind him. Oh, Sinio Alpha went to defend the line. And he's defended far too hard. And taken it deep into the corner. And that's one place gone for the others. So Teddy moves up to 10. Barraclough 11th. Coaston 12th. Alpha drops down to 13th. Hopefully not damage his car too badly. And he can see the other guys in front. So he'll be looking to try and get back on those as soon as possible. But there goes Teddy, Barraclough and Coaston. All in close attendance. This is the battle for 10th. Keep an eye on the Arella Mackenberg battle. They're in close attendance as well. Up there for battle for 5th. In fact, let's go to the Arella Mackenberg battle. Keep an eye out for the rain when it comes, if it comes. Watch for the windscreen wipers. That might be the first time you see it before you see it on screen. Gap between Mead and Dhoore up front, just about 9 seconds now. Varth in 3rd, pulling away from Deprataire in 4th. Then this battle between Arella and Mackenberg 5th and 6th. Big gap to Camaletto, well, I'll say big, 8 seconds back to Camaletto in 7th. He's got Britton right behind him, but here's Mackenberg on Arella. Side by side up the straight. Mackenberg's going to have the line, and indeed Arella backs off and allows Mackenberg the position. So Mackenberg up to 5th, Arella down to 6th. Camaletto and Britton also at it. McLaren and the Audi R8. McLaren through there, but they've been swapping positions for 3 or 4 corners now, so Camaletto wants to stay on the back of Bulcke if he can. Good performance this from the McLaren driver. Camaretto waiting for that pit stop around the server glitch session. So not sure how much he lost there, whether that cost him. I'm sure we'll read about it later in the chat. At the back, Cliff Bulcke starting to climb onto the back of Sanyo Alpha now as he tries to make his way up through the field after whatever happened to him at the pit stops. I did say he'd be looking to get into that top 10 if at all possible, and he's really pushing on here. Pulls out from behind Alpha down to turn 1. Still no rain, 13 minutes to go. Sky's looking very, well, it's a bit brighter over there. It's looking dark down start finish straight. Certainly not the case here. Bulcke moves out. He's going to have a lunge as he into there, but Alpha says no, that's mine. Continues to circulate in 13th. Cliff Bulcke 14th. His teammate David Dhoore up there in 2nd. 9.2 seconds behind your leader James Mead. Here's the rain. Here it comes. With 12 minutes to go and a lap. What are they going to do? How heavy is the rain going to be? Alpha already finding conditions a little bit slippery as he went into that corner. That's allowed Cliff Bulcke a little bit of a run on him, but Alpha keeps the position. So come down. Turn 8. Bulcke having a look as well there. Trying to pressure Alpha into a mistake. Bulcke's tyres are a lot fresher than I think Sanyo Alpha's are. Is that going to be an advantage? Alpha is going to make the dive into the pits for wet tyres. He is. He's going to go on to wets. Is that a gamble going to pay off? We'll soon see. Bulcke goes through into 13th. He's got Bergsma and Ian Paskin behind him, 14th and 15th. But Sanyo Alpha, the first of the riders to go in and get some treaded tyres on, and looks to be coming down fairly consistently. Just keep an eye on the track, wait to see some puddles come. When they come, you know that's when it's really wet. Just currently damp. I'll keep my eyes out for yellow flags. Who's going to risk it to the end? Will it work? Rain still coming down, you can see. Caught in the headlights of the cars. Lap times currently dropped by about 5 seconds a lap. Fastest lap of the race, 1:45 flat from James Mead. Last lap he was 1:49.7. So a lot more circumspect. These drivers stop and go for Sanyo Alpha, I think it is. And desperation to get out on those wet tyres and prove he made the right decision. Unfortunately, it was too much. Any advantage he may have gained from those tyres he's just given away. Times now moving into the 150s, so it's obviously getting a lot wetter out there. Question is, will wet tyres enable them to put lap times in faster than that? I doubt it. It will just be for safety, I should imagine. You can see one of the Ferrari's in there, one of the TSR teams. I think that's Sam Cocaine. It's gone in. Stay off the curbs. Cliff Bulcke. On this wacky teddy, you could see that spray coming off the rear wheels there and there, so it's getting a bit slicker out there. Just behind him, Jody Paraclough in 11th, Bergsma and Paskin side by side through. The inner loop, taking it very easy around that top end of the circuit. So easy for it to swap ends, especially in these conditions. We're now into the 54s. So 9 seconds off race pace. The circuit getting wet, and you can just see a few little puddles just starting to form as they go down the straight into the toe and the boot section of the track. Bulcke, Cocaine and Fillingham have got a little battle at the back here. 22nd, 23rd and 24th. JJ Racing McLarens. Ahead of the TSR, David off McLaren. And Fillingham for Team 77 just behind him. Sanyo Alpha still to serve that stop and go. In fact, he's in the pits now to do it. He's going to come out behind this battle here, I should imagine, between Cocaine and Fillingham. You can see how wet that track is getting now. This is not going to be easy for these guys. Fair play though, they're all circulating. Safety at the moment. As Ehrlich goes wide at turn 1, unable to get that car turned. But keeping ahead of Cocaine and Fillingham. Just behind them, the unlucky Sanyo Alpha, though he is on the wet tyres, I should imagine. So let's keep an eye on Alpha and see how he gets on with the likes of Cocaine and Fillingham. And you can see the grip he's got as he literally just drives around Fillingham. Granted, he was having more pace than Fillingham during the race, but the way he just drove around him there on those tyres, and expect to see the same with Ehrlich here as well. You can see Ehrlich desperately trying to get that car turned. Alpha desperately trying to get past him, and does so. So Alpha away. So the wet tyre is the tyre to be on by all the looks of it. Will anybody stop? We've got 6 minutes to go. Unlikely, but the pace is there if they do want to stop. Barraclough in 11th and Coastal in 12th. Close together, as are Bulcke and Paskin. Bulcke's got past Paskin now to 13th. Up front, Mead still leads Dhoore by 7 seconds now, ahead of Horvath in 4. So James Mead just pulling back a little bit on the risk factor and keeping circulating ahead of Dhoore. About half a second a lap slower. Horvath in 3rd, Deprataire 4th. They're all in the 156s, although Dhoore about half a second quicker than the most of those at the top. Mackenberg on the same pace as Dhoore in 5th. In fact, Mackenberg, before that all kicked off with the rain, got the fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.9. The only guy in the 1:44s today. So fair play to Mackenberg. Currently circulating on the same pace as Dhoore in 5th. Arella a little bit off the pace in 6th. Barak couldn't at 1:57 last time round. Caminetto 1:58, and then Gruert and Teddy 1:59. So everyone taking their own risk factor. As we see lightning on the track, this is getting desperate. 5 minutes to go. Few place changes near the rear. Sam Cocaine's coming into the pits, presumably to change to wets. You can see there is a line on the track there. You can see where they're keeping it. I'm not saying it's dry, but there is a line. Off track, or off that line though, you can see very wet. So you will have to keep it in that narrow band. Make sure they get as much grip as possible. Meanwhile, as I said, Mackenberg was on the charge and he's right behind Bram Deprataire now. Carrying some damage, and that's not going to help aerodynamically, especially in these conditions. Further down the field, Paskin's got past Bulcke again, so Cliff Bulcke back down to 14th. Lars Ulrich in an incident, dropping down the field. Car number 90. Contact, I think, with Sanyo Alpha. Alpha carrying speed through there, and yeah, just nudging Lars Ulrich going through turn 1, so the tyres may be grippy. But you can't just go barging through like that. It continues in 23rd. I'm sure the stewards will be looking at that later. Nick Campbell and Radek Pavlicek further down the field had their own little battle. This is for 24th. Pavlicek had no luck in this race at all. It's continuing. He can't find a way past Nick Campbell, or can he? Mackenberg still a second behind Deprataire up front. Horvath closing in on David Dhoore though. A bad lap last time round for Dhoore, 159.2. Horvath 157.1, so he's pulled out 2 seconds on David Dhoore. Fastest man ran last lap, Wacky Teddy 156.2. That is quick. And he's catching Christian Groot in 9th. That McLaren has got some pace here. Did he go for the hybrid setup, which is going to help him in the last 10 minutes of the race? I wonder. Christian Groot, Wacky Teddy. This is for 9th position. You see Teddy going wide to sweep back and get a better drive. Leaders on the last lap just gone through. So James Mead with 7 seconds on David Dhoore. But this battle here is, as you can see, the closest one we've got on track at the moment. Nick Campbell and Pavlicek further down the field still at it. Finningham and Magyar also have their own little battle, but we'll stay with this one. Oh, and they're through. Teddy nudges Mackenberg. They try and go side by side. Come on, cameraman. And it sticks as they are. In fact, no, Groot's lost out to Teddy there. My apologies to Mackenberg. It is, of course, Christian Groot. Teddy's through. They've got one more lap to go, don't forget. James Mead's already gone through. And these guys will go on to complete one more lap. James Mead, however, on his final tour, goes through and over the crest, comes down to turn 8 of 11, takes it very easy through there. See the Audi just wanting to get away from him, but he catches it beautifully. Turn 9. Keep it out the barrier, which he does. He's had some bad luck earlier in the season as James Mead, but this isn't going to be one of them. One more corner to go. And the crew chief, Megacorp Works team, is going to secure its first victory of the championship. Been as he last season. This season, James Mead comes across the line, takes the checkered flag. Fantastic race from James Mead. Led virtually all the way apart from that pit stop phase. And Mead comes home in the lead. David Dhoore is going to come home in second. Good race from Robert Horvath there in third. And Deprataire managed to hold off Mackenberg there, fourth and fifth. Arella's going to come home in sixth. From Bulcke in seventh. That's unless he can hold off Camiletto, who's chasing down here as they come round the final corner. Camiletto looking for some grip on the outside, gets behind Bulcke across the line, but no, Bulcke and Camiletto finish 7th and 8th. Wacky Teddy, some 20 seconds behind these, he's going to finish home in 9th. Ahead of Christian Groh, who's now got Jody Barraclough having a right old look. Barraclough looking to get into the top 10. Groh looking to keep his top 10. That Bentley slides around the final corner. But he keeps 10th from Jody Barraclough in 11th. Good drive, both of those guys. Coaston's going to go home in 12th. Paskin is going to come home in 13th from Cliff Bulcke in 14th. Bergsma, Von Son, Binnersley, Venema comes home in 18th. Sanyo Alpha 19th. Santiago Carew down there in 20th from Fillingham. And Lars Ehrlich. I've got a feeling we're going to see Server give us a little bit of a break in a second. Let's go back to James Mead on his victory lap. Fantastic drive from him. I have to say that was awesome. Absolutely awesome from James Mead. Comes home ahead of David Dhoore in second. Nice drive from David Dhoore. And Robert Horvath, another excellent performance from him. Takes his first podium of the championship.
Go, go, go.
So the rain and that wet weather driving didn't come in useful in the end. But there we go. Each result, Mead, Dhoore and Robert Horvath. Great racing from those guys. Session has ended. Should we go and find the replay? Let's do that.
Hey, Martin.
Hello, mate. How you doing, Andre?
Hey, long time to see, man.
Yeah, you too, man. That was looked like an interesting race for you.
Yeah. This one, I only started practicing today.
Oh, really? Well, you didn't show. You were running really well there at one stage.
Yeah, man. I had a lot of fun, man, with almost no practice, but I'm so busy lately. I just can't practice anymore. But oh man, this was so much fun.
I tell you what, a lot of people had a lot of good times out there today, I think.
Yeah, this was absolutely great.
How did the rain affect you at the end there? Was that pretty hectic?
Well, I saw that the rain was like I fueled up the car. Like I thought maybe it's gonna rain at the end, so I'm gonna take as much fuel as possible. And in the beginning, I was really struggling because I had a full tank, and well, I didn't have a full tank, but I had a pretty full tank. So, and then I thought at the end of the stint, it was after an hour or something like that. I saw the rain coming, like 20 minutes is gonna rain. I thought I'm not gonna take new slick, so I just only splashed and dashed and think, well, I can manage these slicks for 1.5 hours when the final 20 minutes will be rain. So, and well, it worked out quite nicely. I think I gained 5 places in Australia, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You and Rick were doing a bit of team tactics there at the end there. It's really close racing. Did you get involved in a server thing there about...
Yeah, I lost like everyone. I didn't see anyone for a whole lap. And then somebody was seeing one car and he just drove like he didn't see me. He probably didn't see me, but he put me in the wall, so I had damage. But that was right before the rain, so it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure on stream if it was the whole thing had gone, but it was good to see you all come back and keep going, I must admit.
That was such a shame. I was battling Simon in the beginning, and he crashed out somewhere. That was really unfortunate.
Yeah, but you made some really good. I say you made some really good time, and then obviously you came out. You're about 10th and 11th, I think you and Rick, and then that server thing happened, and then
I lost 4 places with the server lag.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
But a lot of fun though, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it.
How'd you find the M4? Good.
Yeah, well, I was using his setup because I had barely any preparation. But it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I think it's lacking top speed a bit, but and also with the full tank, they were flying past me on the straight, but in the beginning.
Mr. Santiago Caru's in the room as well.
Hey, Miguel. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
And Mr. Horvath, congratulations, Robert. Podium finish, mate. Well done.
Thank you. It's a good feeling to be back again.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Been good to see you so far. It's been nice. And then I say today is just the ice on the cake, really.
It's a good fun, this race.
Anything to report? Any incidents? Any accidents?
No, not for me. I saw some incidents between front runners, so I benefited from them. I was just patient. I tried to keep the contact with them. I was a bit slower, but this time patience paid off.
Yeah, it did pay off. I can see James Mead's in here as well, but he's got his mic turned off, so when he turns that on, we'll wish him congratulations for that podium, or win rather. Cracking drive from him, cracking pace.
Congrats to them. Yeah,
And David as well. So yeah, it was a fairly boring race for you then, Robert. Kept out of trouble, but it worked out well.
yeah, thank you.
And Miguel, how did you get on? I saw you struggling down there near the back. Did you get involved in something?
Well, only of my own doing. So for the
Oh.
first time this season, I didn't end up in some lap 1 shenanigans and had a great first stint. But then coming into the pits, I went a bit too quick. And then coming into the pits for my...
Oh, of course you got your stop-go, didn't you?
Yeah. Came in a bit too quick again. So I lost... yeah.
Oh, you got 2?
More than a minute. Yeah, I got 2 stop and go.
Oh, Miguel, man.
But still, in the end, I still ended up battling with Stanio, who was also in front of me in the first stint. So I don't know if he pitted for wets.
He did.
Really quick, yeah.
He did. But he also got stop and go, unfortunately, in his desperation to get back out again. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was literally driving around cars at the end. He had so much more grip.
Yeah, but other than that, for me, it was great fun and no complaints. Also picked up some places in the first 20 minutes, I think, and then we were in a good group with similar pace. So that was really nice. And then second stint was difficult because I had faster cars further up the grid in front of me, and I was quicker, and then lapping cars coming up behind. So it was very challenging, but great track for these cars.
Yeah, it's a cracking track. Good addition to ACC. Mr. Mead, are you there?
I think so. Can you hear me?
I can, mate. What a race. What a pace. That was fantastic.
Honestly, I struggle so much in that Audi, and I barely did any practice for this one. I was quite happy with quali, and then I think that was the start of my life. I don't think I've ever done a start as good as that. So I was just thinking, I'm just going to keep going and see how long this lasts. If I bin it, I bin it. But that was a mega start, so I'm just happy with the start.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you literally drove round, Jack. I don't think he pushed you too hard. I think he was happy just to let you go. But my God, go you did. And then I noticed you just eased off the pace slightly. In was the rain a bit of a wake up call for you? Hello. Oh, we've lost James. He'll be back shortly, I no doubt. But great racing from all the guys today. It was a really good watch. You there, James?
Thank you, Martin, by the way. For
Cheers, Robert. No worries, mate. And yeah, good podium, mate. I'm really chuffed for you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
See you later, Robert. James just having a few issues with his mic, I think.
Yeah, I think there was no big crash going up the hill because I've raced this track a lot in, I think it's in Project Cars or something.
Yeah.
And you always can have issues going up to the hill on lap 1. Like the second corner is that, and well, if someone at the front spins there, it's just gonna be a big pile up. But
yeah, I think the first.
luckily that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think the first kind of incident was at the loop. I noticed a couple of cars out there, and there's a few others further on around the lap. But actually, it was a fair. I wouldn't say it was very clean. It's fairly clean. I know a couple of cars, especially Andre Mole, got clattered as well around at one of the corners.
Yeah, well, it could have been behind me. I was in like B24 or something after the first lap.
Yeah, I think it was further back.
I always take it really easy on lap 1. Like, I don't care.
Well, 90-minute race, as you say, and a lot of places changed hands in that race. So sometime.
Yeah, well, it can probably like I really need to be better at qualifying. Like, I think Rick was running P11 or something, and he was doing the same pace as me. But yeah, it's but I don't know how to qualify in this. I just don't have the experience yet with this game.
Yeah, man. If you haven't
We
got.
need to do some race room again. That's my sin.
Well, if you can get 20 more others, mate, involved, we would do. But you know what it was like.
No, I understand. There are a lot of people who want to race ACC, and
Hey.
I'm gonna learn ACC. This is only my 3rd championship for ACC, I think. So
Yeah.
still learning.
Oh, well, if you have a race room competition, mate, me and you will just go around. We'll have some fun.
You can always do that.
Exactly. But anyway, Andre, congratulations, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And so, a bit of practice again, we might get the old Andre back. You never know.
Oh, if my music project in November is done, then I can practice a lot more than like 2 hours for this. So.
Do you mind telling us what you're working on?
Oh, I'm doing this is kind of like a musical. It's not really my music, but it's a pretty fun project to do. So.
Good stuff. All right, mate. I'll let you.
Then I can do some more racing again.
Yeah, it'd be good to see the old Andre Bergson back, mate. I'm not used to seeing you back there. I'm used to seeing up front.
Oh yeah, but I don't mind. As long as we don't have big crashes, I don't mind to be in the middle of the back.
Good stuff. Anyway, mate, I'll let you go. I'm going to close the stream off in a minute. So thanks again for joining us.
See you later.
Good to hear from you again, man. Look after yourself.
Bye.
See you later, Andre. Unfortunately, James's mic has given up, but he did hear the rather just give it some and see where I ended up. And not only did he give it some, he literally just owned it. James Mead eased off at the end, but come home 7 seconds ahead of David Dhoore, who was followed closely home by Robert Horvath, who just heard from there in 3rd. Great race from all 3 of them, but massive congrats to James Mead. Had that hardware failure in race 1 when going really well. Obviously, good finish last time out, and again, even better this time out as he takes the win. Unfortunate for Cliff Bulcke and Camaletto there in the, what should we call it, the server crash stage? Whatever that was. Them two seem to suffer quite a bit. And Sino Alfred at the end dived in the pits for the wet tyres and unfortunately got that stop go. And couldn't make as much use of them at the end. The only driver, I think, apart from Sam Cocaine, looked like he went in at the end as well for some wet tyres. But thanks to all the guys who took part. especially you guys at the back. I know it's not much fun riding around at the back, but people like Walt, Pavel, and the guys back there, we really appreciate you being in this series, mate, because without you guys it wouldn't be a series. It would just be like 10 quick guys going around at front. So hope you're enjoying it, and it's good to have you along in GT3 Masters 6. We'll just let the highlights play out here, but I'm going to sign off now, and I'll see you all, I say, in a fortnight's time from my favourite track, Kyle Army. Absolutely love that place. I think it'd be a really good race in 2 weeks' time. Hopefully we'll see Amadeo De Kaiser back to defend his championship lead, and we'll have all the boys back racing again, say in a fortnight's time. So join us then. Remember to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't liked the video already, please give us a thumbs up, and remember to hit the notification bell so when we do go live, you'll be able to join us for the next stream. Thanks to you all in chat as well, much appreciated to you all. Really enjoyed the chat with you all, and we will see you at Kyle Army week on Sunday. Thanks again for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.